Hello, I'm Andrew Gibson, the Head of Development at Jelly Pie Software. In this short video, I'm going to try and show you how you can make ebook covers for use in 3D Boxshot Pro. One of the questions we're often asked by customers is how do we actually make the covers? As you can see, with the default hardback book that ships with the program, it's got a cover that sort of wraps around. It's got a kind of gradient effect that wraps all the way around the book. The reason for this is the cover's all one part, so there's no separate front, spine and back. It's all the same image. To give you a quick example, I can load the actual texture that makes the cover into the program using the load external file feature. I just need to go into the program files to find this. So program files have got lots of versions of Boxshot installed, but in all cases, if you go into the models folder, you can find the book texture here. So if I load that into the program, it will automatically stack it, so we just need to move it back a little bit. So if I translate it back, put to floor, and then scale it so that we can see it. If I just alter the view, let's make it a little bit bigger. So as you can see, this cover is effectively folded around the book in order to create the image that you can see. It does mean, of course, that you can have nice backgrounds that seamlessly blend right the way around the book. So what I'm going to do now is try and demonstrate how you can make a cover that's an exact fit for the models in 3D Boxshot Pro. One of the features of the program is if you click on a surface, if you go to the Surface tab, it actually shows you the dimensions of the image here. Of course, there's a simple way that you can use the existing covers as templates. So I'm going to pop into Photoshop. This is Adobe CS2, which is technically available free of charge now from Adobe, although you are supposed to own a copy of it in order to download it. Now, of course, I do own a copy of CS2, which I have here. Now, I've already loaded the image in, so I'm going to use this as a template. But as 3D Boxshot Pro lets you create text, I'm going to create the cover text using 3D Boxshot Pro. I'm going to do this as quickly as possible. So I'm going to select Load Text, and I'm going to start by creating some text for the spine of 3D Boxshot Pro. So I'm going to call it 101 Secrets of eCover Design, and I will use the Lead Gothic font. As you can see, it's created there. It's quite small, so let's bring it a bit closer. Because it's cover text, what I need to do is make sure it's legible, so I'm going to just change the background edging so that it's black and just slightly increase the opacity. And make sure I select a transparent background. Because this text is going to go on the spine, I don't want reflection underneath it, so I'm going to turn that off and then render the image. I've got a folder here I need to put it into, 101 Secrets, replace that, hop back into Photoshop, File, Open, and find my 101 Secrets folder. Top here, and load the image in. I'm going to select all, edit and copy, highlight my original image and edit, paste. Now I need to rotate that, so I'm going to transform it by 90 degrees clockwise. It's a little bit too big, so I need to transform and scale, and just scale it so that it fits nicely into the spine section of the book. Okay, now jump back into Boxshot, get rid of that. Now I'm going to create the main cover text. Because the way Boxshot works, it stacks text, so I need to actually type the text in reverse order. So I'll start with Design, just highlight the edge of it, make it nice and black around the edges, and load the rest of the text in, making sure I use the same font. Just move that back a bit so I can see it a bit more clearly. Once again, need to make sure the edges of the text are black, because that will make a real difference to the legibility of it on the cover. Now for this, what I'm going to try and do is nestle the text in sort of behind the C of eCover. So I'm going to scale that and just translate it. Now because it's going to take the same space as this model, I need to turn off collision detection to get it into the area. And now I can move it down. Perhaps make it just a little bit bigger. Once again, I need to make sure the edges of the text are correctly selected, so I'll move in so that I can see them, surface tab, and just change the outline colour. Maybe make it a little bit brighter by increasing the opacity. I'll do that on the other words as well. And finally we need to put the 101, making sure we select the same font. So I dumped it in front. Whoops, gone in a bit too close there, so if we translate back. Okay, so I'm going to move it up so we can see the rest. It's way too big at the moment, so we're going to scale that down. Let's make it a little bit bigger, just so it's the same width as the secrets of. That looks about right. I need to move it up a bit. And once again, change the edge colours so it stands out nice, and also adjust the opacity. Where are we? Field of view. That's nice, looks good to me. Now I would like some reflections on this, not too much, so I'm going to decrease the length and decrease the opacity. Make sure that the background is transparent. It is, so if I render that now, pop that there. Okay, now if we jump back into Photoshop, we can now load that in. Okay, and there it is. So if we select all, edit and copy, and now paste that into the image. It's about the right size, no real problems there. So if we pop that just about there, that looks great. Now of course what we have got is the original image behind, so if I click on this in Photoshop, double click, I can promote that to a layer that's now fully editable. I'm sure I can find a nice background image to use in this, so if we let's sort these by name and we'll go to bonus content. This is part of the new bonus content that all 3D Boxshop Pro customers can download. Let's pick a gradient, nice purple one here. Okay, so I'm going to select all, edit and copy. Now as this layer, background layer is selected, I can simply paste it over the top and edit, free transform and scale. I should add at this stage, I mean, you don't need to use Adobe Photoshop. You could equally be using any image editor that's capable of supporting layers to do this. It could be the online editor Pixlr, which is completely free of charge, or a product like the GIMP even, which is a sort of open source competitor to Photoshop. But what we've got there is a pretty good eCover, so I'm going to save that now. File, save for web. And just save that here. And if we jump back into Boxshop, what we can do is from the presets menu reset the scene, and we'll now load in the ebook. Click on the cover, surface, unload, and then we can now load in our cover. 101 Secrets of eCover Design. Now there is quite a bit of empty space here, so I have a little idea which I think would be quite nice. We just need to make sure we are still using a transparent background, maybe less reflection. So I'm going to render off that eCover, jump back into Photoshop, and I'm going to load that in. So that'll add a bit of visual interest to the cover. There it is. Select all, edit, copy, and paste that into the image. Alright, it's going to need a bit of scaling, so edit, free transform and scale. Shrink it right down. And apply. Now if we do save for web, we'll save that as cover 2. Jump back into BoxShot, surface, unload, and we'll load our new cover. Now, one of the things that BoxShot does support is bump mapping as well. It does a very good job of using just the original cover as the bump map. So I'm going to load this version in. That's the one we originally created. Add some opacity to it. Maybe just tweak the lighting a little bit. And as you can see, it's created a nice embossed effect on the cover. Okay, if we zoom in, we can see it in a little bit more detail. So there we go. That's how you can easily create ebook covers in 3D BoxShot Pro using 3D BoxShot Pro together with the assets that you get free with 3D BoxShot Pro. Now we'll be trying to make some more videos going forward, showcasing some of the other features of the program and hopefully addressing the majority of the queries that any customers have when it comes to using 3D BoxShot Pro. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.